Hello, I'm Corelli. This is episode 384 of my Cat Vibes series, and today I'm continuing the horse series, which I've labeled, perhaps preposterously, equinety. I don't really know if there's a word like this, I just made it up, equinety. I believe there probably should be something like this. And I'm trying to expand on that foothold that I made last time. Only last time it was a portrait, this time it's a whole horse, and I'm forcing myself to be very loose. And for that, I'm using a bright, wide brush. I don't remember how much is it. 1.5 inches, maybe. It's pretty wide. It forces me to be more loose and to be more, not kind of carefree. I think carefree is a good word. It forces me to be more carefree about painting, and occasionally I'm switching to this cheap chip brush, which is all beaten up and it's old, but it gives a very interesting textured edge to the lines. And of course I need now, at this point, some sort of a sketch so I can kind of rough in the silhouette of the horse and then start filling in the basic colors and the mass, basically. And at this point I'm clearly not worried that much about the little detail and about the anatomy. I'm kind of deliberately almost dismissive of it at this point. It's just blocking in large masses, and I'm also trying to capture not just the horse itself, but thinking of the whole scene simultaneously. And that's kind of why I started, instead of starting with the subject, with the horse, I started with the whole scene at once. And I first created the environment for the horse to be in, because I think this is somewhere in the mountains, and it's kind of dusty there, up there, and the horse is galloping up there. It might be a plateau or something like this. Starting to paint from the background, or at least assuming the background first, in my case, it helps me to get my imagination going. It helps me to anticipate how my subject is going to behave in the environment. Because if I don't know what the environment is, it's kind of more difficult. I need to imagine the whole scene. And at least what should it feel like as far as color and how muted the colors are, how saturated the colors are, what time of day that is, or night. And then I'm working on the whole scene at once. I try to do that. I try to work on the whole scene at once, not just on one separate element, because I don't know, it doesn't quite work like that for me. Also, I'm trying to reduce the number of brush strokes. So while I was working on the horse, I was trying to deliberately use fewer brush strokes, but try to be more deliberate with every stroke, and try to be more precise at the same time, but not too precise. I'm not pursuing realism here, even. I'm pursuing rather a feeling. And that's what I like about painting like this. Actually, I wanted to say that I have this idea of launching a series of paintings, which I think I'll call it something on the other side. I think that would be a good title for it. And in that series, I want to experiment a lot. I want to paint things that I normally don't paint. Because after all, everything that I've painted so far is pretty more or less realistic. It's more or less kinda, sorta realistic. It's kind of tied down to reality. Now, I want to go to the other side. I want to go to the side of what lives in my unconscious mind. I want to go there. And it's a pretty dark place, and there is a lot that lives there. A lot of bizarre, a lot of weird, a lot of strange metaphors, a lot of inexplicable stuff, or stuff that is hard to explain, or it's warped because of what my life was like. It's strange, it's disturbing, it's ominous sometimes. It's a very weird blend of things. The other day I was watching a brief documentary on Geiger, and Geiger, I have to say, was one of the huge inspirations in my life. The artist, H.R. Geiger. And I was thinking a great deal about how in the past, even like in 2010, I was experimenting wildly with acrylics. I was painting a lot from imagination, and I was doing completely... It was disturbing, it was weird, it was erotic, it was erratic, it was unhinged, one could say. And some people found my paintings very disturbing. But I was going there. And nowadays, somehow, I'm painting for 2 years in oils, and I'm not going there. And I want to go there. And for that, I want to open up another series of paintings, and I'm going to be painting those strange, quote-unquote, things, which to me are not really strange, but it's the kind of reality that lives within me. And I want to give it a space to exist and to flourish. And for that purpose, I think I'll open another series of paintings. But this will happen probably after the horse series, Equinety, because I need to paint horses right now. I need to get through all of these panels. And so, well, that's what it is. With that being said, thank you very much for being with me. If you like my content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. Thank you very much for being with me, and until next time, ciao.